And welcome to Franca, Brazil. This is the FIBA Basketball World Cup America's Qualifiers. It's game day 4, and it's the battle between Brazil and Colombia. Well, it's all been good for Brazil in the qualifiers as Gustavo de Conchi's team looks to make it to the FIBA Basketball World Cup, which is going to be staged in Indonesia, in Japan, and the Philippines. They have won all 3 of their games. They are up at the top of the table, including in this window a resounding victory, at least pulling away from Uruguay. Meanwhile, Colombia down at the bottom in 0-3. And they suffered a defeat to Chile in this window. So Chile and Uruguay will also be taking off a little bit after this one. And hey, well, what's not to like about a game of international basketball anytime, but especially when you come here to Brazil, where they have really produced a lot of great players over the years, not just in recent times, but all time. You know, you talk about the likes of Oscar Schmidt, one of the great legends, and so many others have served as great examples for these players to follow in their footsteps. Colombia looking to come in and spoil the party tonight, have a little bit of fiesta for themselves, and certainly need to improve on their showing so far in the competition, or else they will not be making it to the FIBA Basketball World Cup. They have got a lot of work to do, but you know what? The saying goes, where there is hope, there is life. So even at 0-3, Colombia can still believe that they can make it to the 32-team FIBA Basketball World Cup. So the players from Colombia, as they come out onto the court, being introduced here in Franca, getting ready to trade blows with one of the traditional powers of the Americas, and also international basketball team that is usually eating at the big table, so to speak, making it to the big events. Brazil has played at numerous FIBA Basketball World Cups over the years, maybe not challenging for spots on the podium as much of late in recent times. In fact, it's been a long time since they made it to the podium, but they have certainly, again, they have produced a lot of great players. Gui Deodato there, Iago. I know a lot of people excited about him. Of course, he was huge in the America's qualifiers the last time. And of course, Vitor Benite has been terrific over the years. Rafa Mineiro. This is a team to be proud of, Brazil, and it really doesn't matter who turns out to play for Brazil. The passion is there from the clubs, from the supporters, from everybody. They all get behind the national team. So exciting times indeed. This team wants to remain unbeaten, and they want to get to qualification for the World Cup as quickly as possible. So Rafael Hetzheimer comes out, and Jorginho, who is also a fun player to watch, and you can see Elinho coming out, and I think we're all out now. So once all the players are out, and there's Gustavo de Conchi, we will have the playing of the national anthems. So starting with Colombia. Okay, we have a great night of basketball lined up as the coaches meet at midcourt to shake hands, and the players also in a show of good sportsmanship. And the fans, you can see here in Franco, they are revved up, ready to watch some good basketball, always entertained by their Brazil national team. Referees tonight, we got a good crew for you. Roberto Vasquez in the middle from Puerto Rico, and then a couple of Venezuelans, Daniel Alberto Garcia Nieves and Jesus Lopez. So starting off for Colombia, Pablo Rojas Gardner, Tony Troca, Soren De Luque, Michael Jackson, and Romario Roque. And the rest of the players coming off the bench for Coach Moreno. And we'll get a look again at Coach Moreno, the veteran play caller, Guillermo Moreno. Going over the tactics in his mind right now. And there's Jorginho. It'll be interesting to see the starting five. Iago is in there along with Vitor Benite, Leo Mendel, Lucas Gias, and Lucas Mariano. Gui Deodato, number 32, Jorginho coming off the bench along with Rafa Manero, Cobaclo, and the rest of them all suiting up for Coach Gustavo De Conchi. So I should also say Gustavo Conchi coming off the high of coaching Flamengo to the FIBA Intercontinental Cup, which was played in Cairo Egypt not that long ago, actually, at the start of this month or earlier this month. So Brazilian basketball celebrating the Intercontinental Cup triumph. And Flamengo actually for the second time in recent years, in the past decade, in fact. Iago plays for Flamengo, as does Rafa Mineiro. They were there. And Vitor Benite was there as well, former Flamengo star, and who won the Intercontinental Cup the first time with them. He now plays in Spain and has won it again there with Hereda San Pablo Burgos. There he is, Vitor Benite. So high fives all the way around for Coach Moreno. He's like, let's go get those Brazilians. But that'll be easier said than done. But one thing about this Colombian team, they will have a go. They will be fired up, and you know what? The shots start to fall. You come up, you play free, loose. Anything can happen. Brazil, number 15 in the FIBA World Rankings. And Colombia come in at number 67. So that is the difference. So a minute of silence for events taking place in Ukraine, the victims. Well, we are underway here, folks, in Franca, Brazil. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. We are here in South America and bringing you the America's qualifiers for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. And Brazil winning the opening tip, attacking the basket to the left, and starting off nicely, getting a long jump shot from their number 28, Mariano. Lucas Mariano, and then the quick response team for Colombia flying in for the dunk. That was Soren de Luque, who was indeed soaring. And an offensive foul called on Leo Mendel. See if he leads with his, yeah. Leo kind of raising the left forearm and getting his defender in the neck. Those referees do not miss a trick. And the three-pointer is good. So Colombia striking from downtown. That was Michael Jackson. And quickly, Vitor Benite. Another long attempt, this one off target, and quickly over to Leo Mendel. And driving in strong to the basket. And going down, Del Luque. Soaring again. Del Luque, they're going to check on him to make sure he's okay. A chance for a three-point play. It's always dangerous when you get up off your feet and you come flying down, maybe get hit in midair, and then you go down and crash to the hardwood. And as you can see, Soren De Luca is a very big man, so he probably was feeling it, and I'm pretty sure the floor was feeling it as well. So Soren De Luca gets it to drop. And Colombia up 8-5. He's got 5 of those points. Oh boy, a 3-pointer from Mendel. Excuse me, from, that was, I thought that was Leo Mendel. Lucas Diaz rather. And then spinning his way in and turning it over was Michael Jackson. Benite on the break. Not there. And now a chance to run. Here comes Pablo Cian Rojas Gardner. And the ball is turned over. Goes off of Michael Jackson. Couldn't quite control it. Benite goes back to Lucas Mariano, and then Iago clotheslined by Soren De Luca. He goes over to help him up. Watch this. Well, he was reaching for the ball. Take it easy on Iago. He's not that big of a guy. He goes over to check on him. So unsportsmanlike foul. And Brazil take the lead. When you get the unsportsmanlike foul, that's 2 shots and possession. So that wasn't always the case. That rule's been in for several years now, and it's a welcomed rule. I like it. So Iago takes the lead up to 10-8, and Brazil will try to pad that. Spinning, hooping, scooping, and getting fouled was Leo Mendel. Playing his back to the basket game against Michael Jackson. Well, Mendel, who is the team's 2nd leading scorer in the qualifiers. And quick response again for Colombia getting down. That was Tommy Trocha, excuse me. And Lucas Mariano goes up, tries to get it in. And the long jump shot is good. So Trocha just kind of turns and hits the shot. And nice rotation on the basketball, forcing the timeout. So coming out of the timeout, Iago gets it over to Benite, and Brazil miss a layup. That was Lucas Dias. Romario Roque passes over to the corner again. And Trocha this time off target. And this time it's Leo Mendel that drives down the lane. So I believe they called the foul on Romario Roque. First one is good from Leo Mendel. Coach Gustavo De Conchi has already removed his jacket. He's in full coach mode. Driving in, Romario Roque. Now Vitor Benite. Quickly over to Mendel. Mariano. And and that was Lucas Mariano kind of collides into, I believe, Michael Jackson. In fact, it was Michael Jackson who kind of collided into Lucas Mariano. You want to be starting something. Now, quickly to the other end. And, well, he's got to make that shot for Colombia tonight. That's Soren De Luque. And Iago. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And if you don't succeed again, you might want to go to plan B. That was Dias missing, Lucas Dias. Here's Trocha. And that's one thing that Trocha can do. He can drill the three. He can drill the jumper. Coach Moreno, his team off to a decent start tonight. Benite has it knocked away. And now Michael Jackson. And gets it to drop. Jackson was, now Benite tries to answer, and he does. Well, teams trading some baskets here, going back and forth. Show. This time Trocha follows up his miss, the long rebound, and then dribbles it off of his foot. Iago takes the pass back from Benite. Now Lucas Mariano. Well, he's one of the bigger guys on the court, and he certainly doesn't operate just down low. He likes to take it outside as well, as we can see. Soren De Luque from the elbow. And Lucas Mariano trying to get the basketball, and clever play. Oh, they find down low to Tommy Trocha. Tony Trocha with the basket, and Colombia go back in front. Slightly fortuitous, but you got to give them credit. They hustled to the basketball. Jorginho in the game now, number 32. And Benite, long rebound. Actually hauled in by Trocha. Benite meets Romario Roque. Built pretty strong and commits the foul. Augusto Lima comes into the game. And you know that's going to ratchet up the energy. So timeout called. So Lima and Brazil and Colombia. Colombia calling the timeout with the 1-point lead. Well, that was a good pass, zipped down low to Trocha, who has been the main man. 9 points. Maybe the sight of Brazil brings the best out of Colombia. You can see they're fired up to play tonight. They met in the World Cup qualifiers last time. It wasn't even close. Colombia lost at home 98-71 to Brazil. And that was the second meeting. And the meeting before that in Brazil, Brazil won at 84-49. But so far, this looks a little bit different. Rochi has checked into the game along with Mejia. And this and quick outlet. Augusto Lima, you're gonna have to put a body on him to keep him off the boards. Oh, wonderful bounce pass, and picked up and scored by Brazil's number 23, Lima. Augusto Lima. Three-point shot, and Jorginho with the rebound. Well, it's like a hot potato in there. Augusto Lima diving down for the basketball, and Almanza getting stuck in. Rochi as well. That was the pass that just got away from Caboclo rather, excuse me. Deodato's in the game as well. Number 1. Elinho's come in. Elinho for Brazil. And it's Christian Arboleda at the line after the foul. And he misses it. Foul was called on Lima while going for the basketball. And he misses both, but then sneaking in behind and taking the ball away was Bachi, excuse me. And driving in, Mejia misses. And the ball intercepted, trying to pass the ball to the corner probably, and then for the reverse. Boy, that was a slick move, but Luis Almanza. And Colombia back in front. Elinho out to the wing. Jorginho back to Elinho. Deodato drills it. Stripping down in the stands. It's getting hot in here. Jorginho again. No look pass Elinho to Deodato. And then Deodato, I think, had the ball go off the underside of the backboard. Now alley-oop. Flushed by Caboclo. Caboclo is a high flyer, and we just witnessed it. Watch Elinho. So that's how the first quarter finishes. 7 of 13 for Colombia inside the arc, but look at Brazil with the three-point shooting. 5 of 11. Here's a look back at the first quarter highlights. Soren Deluque rather gets in and gets it to fall. And went to the line. Trocha has been the biggest weapon. Catching a breather right now, but he will be back in shortly. You notice a difference when he leaves the court for Colombia, so that is the predicament. They've only got 9 players tonight, and he's got to work his rotation well. Well, look at that. Get the QR code, folks. Put it in your smartphone, and it, you know, if you want live stats some more, it'll bring you up the official app for the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. And it's a great way to keep up with all the action, results, features, you name it. It's got it. So, second quarter action underway. And long three. Brazil come running. Quickly. Gui Deodato likes that left corner. There he is, about a meter behind the arc. Gui Deodato. Bachi spins his way up the court. Remember, Colombia was leading, or were leading 21-20. Brazil on an 8-0 run. And this time, Augusto Lima gets the swat. It triggers a break. Elinho this time to Deodato on the right. The scrap for the ball. And Colombia go the other way. And the refs blow the whistle. And a technical foul has been called. Well, just trying to see who they called it on. Oh, they called it on Lima. Not a surprise. Augusto Lima has picked up technicals before. And probably not a surprise. Probably not a surprise that Roberto Vazquez of Puerto Rico, I think, made that ruling. But again, it's even more not of a surprise that Augusto Lima picked up the technical. So he leaves the game for the indiscipline, and Hetzheimer comes in. Trocha drills it, top of the corner, top of the key. Tony Trocha is one heck of a shooter, isn't he? Jorginho decides to put it up and kind of clangs off the front of the rim. Hetzheimer misses with his first three attempt. So Jorginho getting in and putting it up and getting the foul, and the three-point play for Brazil. A dazzling drive by Jorginho. And fouled while shooting the three. Not surprisingly, was the red-hot Tony Trocha. You want to get a hand in the face because he's been drilling it. And Trocha is going to the line. He's already got 12 points. So this will be 3 free throws. This is the second. So Trocha had 9 points and 9 in each of the 2 games against Uruguay in the first round. Well, we are in the first round, in the first window. And then he had 12 points in the loss to Chile. So he missed 2 of the 3 free throws. It's a bit surprising he hasn't actually scored more points. Here's Caboclo rather, getting in and showing us that wonderful athleticism that he's got. Colombia turn it over. Here comes Brazil. Racing down the floor, putting it up and in. Deodato. Tony Trocha. And he's starting to cool off a little bit now. Gui Deodato is lively. Now from the left, Caboclo showing us his perimeter game. He wants the crowd to get behind him. Look at that. And Colombia just falling further and further behind. Nice rotation from Caboclo. Let's go down to the bench and see if we can hear the coach.
No quedemos tan temprano en el match. Vos vas con el 55. Importante. Entre ustedes tres pueden coger. Hey, ustedes dos aquí.
Well, this was Deodato hitting it from three-point range. We saw that dazzling move from Jorginho. We've seen Tony Trocha popping some threes. And then we just watched Caboclo drill it from the left corner. Coach Moreno understands he needs to put the brakes on this run for Brazil, or his team could really be facing a big deficit by halftime. But whenever you see Michael Jackson in the house, you know it's going to be a thriller. So we can always hope for a comeback here from Colombia. Three-point shot, long. Jorginho brings it up. He takes the bump and just kind of flings the ball up there, thinking he might get a foul call, but it wasn't called. Now from the left corner, Jackson, and flying in, Trocha. Puts it up from the baseline. So Elinho goes back out of the game, and Rafa Mineiro comes in. No, sorry, Leo Mendel comes back in, number 14. Now the turnover into the hands of Benite. He goes to the left wing, passes back to Hetzheimer. Good! Well, Brazil blowing this thing wide open here early in the second quarter. Bounce pass, Trocha. He just lost his touch, hasn't he? He's missed like 5 shots in a row after starting red hot. Oh boy, how about Caboclo? Just kind of turns into the lane, puts it up and in. And it's a 17-point lead for Brazil. It's gone horribly wrong in this second quarter for Colombia. And even that one from Trocha might have gone in, but Hetzheimer knocked it off the rim. Benite. Behind the back pass. Jorginho. Three-point shot is good from Pablo Cien Rojas. Gardner. Now Benite whips it down low. Caboclo misses. Jorginho comes out. Iago back in the game, number 2. And Benite off target. Iago was kind of introduced to the senior team, I think, under Atso Petrovic, who coached him in the last qualifiers and also for the World Cup. Lucas Gias off target. Now quickly and hustling down to get the block was Vitor Benite. Well, you can't turn your back, Romario Roque, on Vitor Benite. Get away with it. He had that ball swatted. Now here's Romario Roque again, traveling and giving it back to Brazil. Well, he did a pretty good job dancing his way by and through the defense, but then when he got closer to the basket, Vitor Benite swooped in and got the block. Caboclo goes out meanwhile. And Lucas Mariano comes back in. Lucas Gias extends the lead to 16. Another miss from deep from Romario Roque. Benite hands it off to Mariano, who's been sitting, but he remains hot. He buries it from a long way out. He loves that spot on the floor. 9 points, 3 of 4 from deep. Oh, beautiful bounce pass. And this time, Soren De Luque lays it up and in. Three-point shot is good. That one from Leo Mendel. Here comes Benite. Keeps it in bounds. Lucas Gias I thought he lost it, but he passed it. And then Gias gets it down low. A little bit of contact, no call. Bounce pass. Soren De Luque was going in for the dunk, and he was just flat out rejected by Lucas Mariano. Iago pulls up on the break. Good. And Brazil are just throwing in three-pointers as if they were layups. Five points for Iago. 11 of 22 from three-point range for Brazil. Everybody's getting on deck. Oh, little showtime from Iago. Lucas Gias for the three. And the crowd loves it. The supporters from Franca rewarded for showing up tonight. Iago, a little bit of pastry, French pastry on that one. And the three-pointer from Rojas at least gets Colombia back on the board, but they are trailing by 23 points. Brazil have basically run away from them in the second quarter. Brazil now 12 of 23 from deep. To say that that is scintillating would be an understatement. Look at that, behind the back pass. And at this point, Gias knows he has to make it. And that was Mariano playing some good defense. He was a wall. Bacci back in the game. Michael Jackson. Ooh, almost a carry from Jorginho. Looked like he kind of almost palmed it a little bit. And with 33.2 seconds left, Brazil enjoying the free-flowing game. Transition, get it up quickly, stop and pop on the perimeter. And good hands by Bacci again. Gianluca Bacci. Deodato inbounds it to Jorginho. Leo Mendel hands it off. Caboclo misses. And now Colombia, I would say they'll hold it for one shot, but when you're trailing by 23, you might want to take some chances. Here goes Michael Jackson. And the follow by Trocha right at the end. So Tony Trocha's basket cuts the deficit for Colombia at the break. Brazil lead it 57-36 over Colombia at halftime. Well, you just gotta, it's oversimplifying it just to say, look at Brazil's three-point shooting, but you have to admit that it was the three-point shooting by Brazil in that second quarter that allowed them to stretch their lead to insurmountable territory. It's 26 rebounds for Brazil as well, over 17 for Colombia. Trocha actually has a game-high 15 points, but everybody's pouring in the points for Brazil. Here are the best plays from the first half for Brazil. Mariano, he's got 3 3-pointers. And Soren DeLuque, thank goodness he didn't take the backboard down with that one. That could have been trouble. DeLuque again with the dunk. Well, I'll let you digest the highlights, and I'll just throw out a couple of other stats. Brazil scoring 17 points off the 7 Colombia turnovers, whereas Colombia have only scored 9 off the 17 Brazil turnovers. Go figure that. It's a weird stat. No, sorry, I've got it wrong. Off the 8 Brazil turnovers. Of course, they don't have 17 turnovers. Biggest difference probably is that Brazil, well, statistically, other than the large number of three-pointers that they've hit, that was a nice drive by Almanza. Brazil have 25 points coming from the bench, whereas Colombia have just 2. And Colombia with 9 players tonight, they come into this game shorthanded for sure. Brazil have 8 players that have hit three-pointers tonight. That is what you call a balanced attack from behind the arc, including Caboclo. Caboclo hit his only 3. And leading the way is Lucas Mariano, who's 3 of 4, but Guy Deodato and Lucas Diaz actually each have 2 threes as well. 57-36, Brazil on top of Colombia at halftime.
Who will you become when the moment arrives? And you're carrying the expectations of an entire nation, representing your people and their dreams, the colorful faces in the streets, the screaming fans in the stands. time to make your move. All eyes on you, all hope, all heart. Because when you win for all.
In the Virgin Islands team, but that's a strong play at the other end of the floor. And he's just a quick first step.
Mexico start resorting to those shots. This is going to be USA's game. Quickly transition. Stockton under the basket. It's too easy. The United States now have come out here a lot more focused.
Jeremy King controlling the point for Canada. To Wiltshire, that's within his range. All day long for Kyle Wiltshire.
Crowd appreciates it. And almost to travel. Bombino decides he's going to take matters into his own hand.
Oh, lovely shoulder shake to lose the defense. Can't get the score though, Munnings. Given away, and the Dominican Republic will take the lead. Richards inside. Oh, brings out a bit of a circus shot. Not sure he needed to, but it's a good-looking 2 points from Xavier Richards. Cadot lives it with Montero. Montero to Solano, comes back, and there's the transition dunk for Montero.
Mendes now looks for a handoff here. Turns it over. Now, what do we have here? Well, the bells are ringing in transition as the NBA champion in 2018, Jordan Bell.
By Chacon. And it could be a 3 straight turnovers. Moya may have to get a timeout as Puerto Rico go down and rock the house through Ortiz. They love it when the big man throws it down. This is De Jesus. Look at this. Gets it back to Ortiz.
Run now. His last box. Gives this one up to James. It's a handoff now with Mendes. Behind the back pass. Oh, baby! You gotta love it. Well, Mendes with a bit of spectacular there.
Well, you can see Tony Trocha, what he's been able to do tonight for Colombia. He's got a game high, 15 points. Couldn't miss at the start of the game, then couldn't make anything. Pretty much halfway through the early parts of the second quarter, and then the rest of the way. But even so, he was so hot early on that he leads all scores. And for Brazil, we'll highlight Lucas Mariano, who's scored all 9 of his points from that spot right there on the floor, from behind the arc. He's also got 4 rebounds and an assist. And Mariano has, without a doubt, been outstanding tonight, as have most of these Brazilian players. So Mariano also a crowd favorite because he plays for Franca, along with Jorginho, as well as Lucas Dias. So it's a real event tonight. The Brazil fans coming out, getting to have a good time during the halftime festivities. We've got right now Augusto Lima, UCAM Murcia in Spain. They've had a really good year. And we had the likes of Hetzheimer, used to play at Real Madrid, as well as Lima, in fact. And of course, you've got some other Brazil internationals like Marcelinho playing for Lenovo Tenerife. There's Michael Jackson. He needs to get hot for this Colombia team tonight to help pull them back into this. They were doing very well in the first quarter, and then the second quarter came and just turned their world upside down. At the end of the first quarter, it was Brazil leading 25-21, but Colombia led for most of the first quarter here in the Gimnasio Pedro Chao. Anyway, second half underway. Jorginho brings it up. Number 32, one of the Franca boys, one of the Franca players. And now here's Augusto Lima. Oh, and they call the charge, or the moving screen. Watch. Seems a bit harsh on Augusto Lima, but he's not going to say anything because he's already had a technical. He doesn't want to get sent. He doesn't want to have his marching orders delivered. Mejia strikes from downtown. It's a nice little celebration after his shot kind of kissed his right forearm, I think, as if he was drawing his sword. Joe Jr. hands it off. Lima can't get the drop. They keep it. Benite. Wow. How do you deal with that if you're Colombia? If you don't get the basketball, if you don't get it after the miss, you're asking for trouble. Benite with 8 points. And the three-point shooting for Brazil continues to be red hot. And just like he started in the first half, Tony Trocha scores again. He's got 17. Now Benite again. Low dribble, and then to Jorginho, and Lucas Diaz misses, but there for the follow is Augusto Lima. Quickly inside, Lima, rebound, over to Benite, his former, I was gonna say they both played at Burgos. Now the pass whipped down low, nice Deodato into the corner to Lucas Diaz. Now Benite. Jorginho running the baseline, Benite comes over and mid-range. And a push called. On Jorginho. Well, that's what it was called. I'm not sure he did anything. He kind of planted his feet. He looked okay, but anyway, you're not going to complain about it up 23 points. Trocha gets rid of it. Now down low to Trocha again. He's got 19 points. Lucas Diaz going right at Mejia, and Trocha gets him from behind. They called the foul on Mejia. Benitez. Like its own shooting practice out here tonight. Now quickly, Almanza. Nice finish from Almanza. And they get it back under 20 points. The deficit to 19. Quick pass. And the rebound and run from Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson loses it as he goes up. Benitez hustles down the floor. Average age of this Brazil team, 29. And that time, Jorginho threw the basketball right to Almanza, and he missed the dunk. Caboclo down to Augusto Lima, going right at Trocha. Kind of an awkward looking shot. Now Michael Jackson again. Open floor. He gets rejected, but it goes straight to Mejia, who misses, but Jackson gets it back now. He's not going to take no for an answer. He's going to put it up and in. Leo Mendel gets it over to Benitez. He pulls up. Good. He's like a machine, Vitor Benitez. $12 points now for Benitez. And Mejia misses. Well, he hit one there earlier. He's missed a couple since. Leo Mendel down low. Caboclo. He's fouled while going up. So 5 minutes into the second half. Look at that rejection. Great hustle from Augusto Lima. He's a high riser. Meanwhile, I think you could pretty much go ahead and visualize where Lucas Mariano is going to go the next time he goes down the floor on offense. Caboclo completes the three-point play. Almanza bumped. And the ball turned over to Benitez. See where Mariano stops. Nope, he's going to go in this time. And the ball stayed this end. Good block from behind by Michael Jackson. Leo Mendel goes down trying to get the foul called. Benitez says, why not? I'm open. Look at the length of Caboclo. So Brazil get a new 14. Iago back in. Here's Iago, pulls up. Lucas Mariano hustles in, gets the basketball back for Brazil. That'll make his coach happy. Here he is. Let's look at his back to the basket game. Oh, he just turns and scores. Well, Soren DeLuque went down, trying to get a charge called, but wasn't made. Tony Trocha hands it off now. Roque. Bounce pass back to Trocha. No, it goes off Mariano. It was such a bad pass. Mariano couldn't even get to it. Well, it's good to know that Mariano is having a chuckle. Not sure what he's laughing about. With timeout as the Colombianos discuss some tactics.
Romario saca. Hey, aquí viene Michael Jackson. Hey, aquí está Tony Trocha. Y aquí está Luis Almanza. Hey, vamos en Espa. Llegaste acá. Loren abre. Tony abre. Pasamos. Si podemos, pasamos hasta acá. Roque, pantalla. Y viene Michael Jackson.
This was Almanza where he was successful on his drive, and it wasn't long after that he missed a dunk. And of course, Benite does as Benite wants, pulling up, hitting that shot. Well, Mariano might have. The ref was pretty convinced. He's like, stand up. I'm not going to call a foul. So Deodato comes back into the game. We've got just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. And coming out of the timeout, they missed the shot. Caboclo gets it over to Iago. And now quickly, chance to run. Roque pulls up and gets to the drop. Nice play. 71-49. And quickly to the other end. How about that from Caboclo? He was almost under the backboard, but he was able to reach up and dunk it. Roque drills the three. Well, they like the name Romario in Brazil for obvious reasons. One of the legendary football players, but Romario Roque plays basketball, and he's doing it right now for Colombia. Here he goes, crosses midcourt. Excuse me, that wasn't him, that was Soren crossing midcourt. Romario Roque misses, and that triggers a break for Iago, who pulls it up, and then Leo Mendel travels. You saw what Romario Roque did there, inbounded the ball cleverly off the back of the Brazilian, and then was able to make the pass. And the ball intercepted. Caboclo quickly up to Iago, alley-oop! How about that? Lucas Mariano flying in for the dunk. The crowd pleaser here at Franca. They like their big center. Iago goes behind the back. And Romario Roque picks up the foul. Look at Iago, lobs, and Lucas Mariano. You saw the woman in the crowd saying, look kids, look, he's gonna dunk it. So Romario Roque picks up his second foul while coming up to guard Iago. Another pass down low by Iago, and Leo Mendel gets it to drop. Iago collecting those assists tonight. He could get into double digits in assists. Roque gets swatted by Caboclo. Look at Lucas Mariano. Push the break. Iago on the break. Good. It says, bring it on. We're going to have a heat check. Once again, the three-pointers have been falling. Almanza drives in. And Moreno is like watching a tennis match. There's so much, the action is so fast and furious. His head's swiveling, going from one end of the court to the other. Leo Mendel again, and this time he's fouled. Great block by Caboclo, and Mariano showing he could be a point guard out there. Dishes it over to Iago, and here's Leo Mendel. I'd say it's highly likely that Brazil are going to get to 100 points tonight. And Mendel makes both free throws. And the ball turned over. Again, another chance. Iago thought. No, he gets it. Oh, and Michael Jackson trips up Lucas Mariano. Kind of shakes his head. Nope, I didn't do anything. And I think he's right, actually. There was definitely no intent from Michael Jackson. Nevertheless, they called the foul on Michael Jackson, so Mariano goes to the line. And he has 14 points, leading the way along with Bruno Caboclo, who has 14 as well. And Mario now has 15 points to lead all scorers. Well, in the Brazil team. Tony Trocha is still the leading scorer overall with 19 points. 14 in the third quarter. Here he is, right on cue, and this rattles out. Iago again. Gosh, Brazil already with 84 points, and we've still got time here in the third quarter. Deodato. Will he put it up? Steps back. Deodato, and Colombia off and running once again. Over the shoulder pass. Romario Roque back outside. They've still got time. Just inside the stripe, gets it to go. Rojas. 84-56. An up and down affair in Franca, Brazil. It's Brazil leading Colombia. 84-56. 10 minutes remaining. Well, Brazil still pouring in the threes. 14 in the game. It's been a pretty good shooting display tonight from the likes of Vitor Benite. Caboclo, who's got 14 points. And Almanza had that great drive. But Gui Deodato, 8 points. Lucas Gias, 8 points. Lucas Mariano, 15 points. Leo Mendel, 9 points. Iago Santos, 8 points. 12 points for Benite. 14 for Caboclo. So you've got potentially 7 players in double digits. Depends how many minutes. I mean, you know, you've got 3 players that are just a basket away. 4 players that are just a basket away from getting in double digits for Brazil. We've already got 3 players in double digits. So I suppose Gustavo De Conchi likes the balance. Well, there is the QR code, folks. If you scan that in, it'll bring you the World Cup Qualifiers app, the FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers app, to be able to follow all the qualifiers. Well, it's been a great window around the world of action in Asia, in Africa, in Europe, and here in the Americas. And last two games being played right now. We've had some incredible games all around. We've had some surprises. You know, clearly some national teams appear to be in some transition right now, which is often the case when you lose some of the more senior guys and some of the younger players come in. But even so, it has been an exciting window, and the World Cup qualifier system remains fantastic. Now the turnover or the missed shot, and it triggers a break. Guy Deodato showing us his pace, his speed. And Brazil now up to 86 points. Romario Roque launches it, and there's the follow from Tony Trocha. He's got 21. Caboclo takes the bounce pass. Loves to dunk the basketball, doesn't he? He's got 16 points. Romario Roque gets in the paint. Oh. And the foul called. Look at this. And he hangs on the rim, slaps the backboard. All I ask, Bruno, is that you do not bring the rim down or the backboard down. Should be okay. Roque makes the first. And Romario Roque makes both. Elinho in the game, number 55. Caboclo. And the follow, and the basket is good from Big Hetzheimer. Trocha. Well, Rojas trying to convince the referee that that basketball should belong to Colombia, but his appeals fall on deaf ears. Lucas Diaz and Jorginho, the Franca-man. And the Franca fans liking the Franca-man. Now, how about Roque? Starting to put in some serious points, Romario Roque now. He got 9, 10 points. Thought he had more than that, in fact. Diaz. Over to Caboclo. And Romario Roque once again, his team trailing by 30. The pass intercepted by Elinho. Now Jorginho has a behind the back pass. A little bit of showtime. And Lucas Diaz couldn't finish off the move. And quickly, and Rojas lays it up and in. So that's the thing about basketball. You miss an opportunity at one end, and the other team's able to break. It could be a 4-point swing. So That's what happened there. Hetzheimer, man, he doesn't care. He's just going to drill a three. Mario Roque, I think he had the shot blocked. Now the pass and the dunk from Gias. So Lucas Gias. You can hear the crowd chanting their Frankenstar's name. And they like the name Lucas, don't they? They've also got Lucas Mariano, who's also in this Brazil team. Timeout, Colombia.
¡Ey, quedémonos con la hijueputa pelota! ¡Ey, que nos la quiten por 24, pero no porque nosotros estamos jugando a la maldita sea! ¡Ey, sigamos! 2, 3 vueltas! ¡Ey! ¡Ey! En la vaina! Para ofensivos y corremos, para defensa de la defensa. ¡Ey, todo el mundo tiene que ir para abajo! ¡Ey! Y con calma, cabeza fría, vamos a mejorar. ¡Ey! Por eso, no entreguemos la pelota en los primeros 8 segundos. ¡Ey! Entre los 16 y los 24. ¡Vamos! ¡Ey! ¡Ey!
I think I heard the word there from the coach. We got to get better. We got to improve. Even though we're trailing by this number of points, got to use this as an opportunity to get better. Okay, he's got to launch it as the shot clock winds down. Victor Benite back in the game. Haven't seen Rafa Mineiro tonight. Hetzheimer, good. They've got some pivots that can shoot it, don't they? And Brazil with 101 points. It's going to be a very big number tonight for them. Already is. It's going to get even bigger, though. Augusto Lima. Lima seems like he's trimmed down a little bit. Looks like he's taking care of himself pretty well. He's got the ball. There's Benite, open, rested, and ready to go. Drills another three-pointer. Gosh, they are just knocking down the threes. 15 points, and you can see 3 threes for that man right there. Trocha, a little bit long, and the follow. Great work by Almanza. Brazil 18 of 39 from three-point range. Here's Benite again. It's good. Woohoo! Wow. 19 three-pointers for the Brazilians. Trocha spins. Good pass. Oh, nice. Gives it back to Trocha. And he goes to the line. Well, Tony Trocha's a little bit long with that, and that one too, a little bit frustrated now. You can see 27-year-old. Lima turns in. I mean, really with Lima, it's mainly about dunking, blocking shots, and getting rebounds. And Michael Jackson with the offensive foul. Lima, that's another aspect, able to draw the charge. Benite. Could it be? Will it be? Yes, it is. They've got 23s. That's what they'll be talking about tomorrow. 20 of 41. And Benite has 4 3-pointers. Excuse me, now he's got 5 of 9. So now he's leading the team in threes, which isn't surprising, but it was Mariano who started off with the most threes. 3.5 minutes remaining. Jackson and Michael Jackson. Nino, nice pass to Augusto Lima. He called it. He had no chance to score. He just throws it up into the crowd. Watch this. Oh, he was tripped. That's what it was. He has no chance. I guess they're able to get the basketball back. Even Leo Mendel's laughing about it. Good passing. Look at Caboclo. He just kind of turned. His arms are so long. He's able to like throw it down. That's why he was in the NBA for a while. With a chance to make it there. Nice spin. Stepping back, Almanza. Air ball. Lima gets it to Elino. And the ball turns over. Wow, is that not a turnover? Rojas hands it off, and Mejia misses the dunk. Bachi has it for Colombia, coming up on the 2-minute mark. It's been a convincing win for Brazil. I think it's safe to say they are going to get out of here with a huge win. And Almanza, meanwhile, continues to play hard. Good help by Bachi to come up with the steal. And again, the bounce pass to Almanza. Leo Mendel, good. 21 of 42, 50%. So the Franca fans came tonight to watch their national team win, which they've accomplished, but they've also seen them put on a show tonight against Colombia. A big-time three-point shooting display. Benite, that shot just took them under 50%. Now they come down and they get another chance. Leo Mendel. And Caboclo. And then Caboclo fouls Bachi. Well, that should be an unsportsmanlike. Is that what they've called? Yes, it is. They've called the unsportsmanlike, so 2 shots and possession. And Mejia had the opportunity there, but did not score. So the Franca fans, it's just stretches the game out a little bit longer, and you would imagine Brazil are not going to stop trying to score. And Bachi misses both. Really nice crowd here tonight in Franca. Watching Brazil put the finishing touches on what has been a very productive window. Elinho, look out. Deodato with an exclamation mark. Well, there will be harder games for Brazil, but there's nothing wrong with coming out and enjoying yourselves every once in a while. Michael Jackson. And he gets a couple of free throws. Deodato showing he's got some hops. And you can see the crowd loves to see these Brazilians get up above the rim and to throw it down. And Michael Jackson does get them both. So 117 to 73. Will they continue to attack? They have to. And Baklo one more time. I'm not sure there's many players that can dunk it as easily as he does. He's just barely has to get up and he can throw it down. 119 to 73. Don't know what Coach Moreno was saying, but Brazil win at 119 to 73 over Colombia. Well, you really, I mean, you just have to appreciate more for me than the performance from Brazil is the love that the crowd is giving this Brazil team. I mean, you have to be impressed by the Franca supporters. They have come out in big numbers tonight, and they are thrilled to be here, to be able to see their national team in action. And that's really one of the beauties of this whole World Cup qualifying system is the national teams getting to play in front of their fans. So win number 4 for Brazil. And they are most assuredly going to the second round. So 119 to 73, Brazil assured of getting to the second round over Colombia, and you could digest those numbers. But remember, they came into this at 3-0, so they're 4-0 now. And there's Lucas Mariano, guessing that's one of his kids. Must be something else to be able to play in front of your kids. And you see why these Brazilians are so excited about coming home to play for their national teams. Iago talking. So Iago, again, one of the crowd favorites. He plays for Flamengo. I'm sure they'd like him to play here as well.
Pode ir embora. Pode ir embora.
Well, it turned out to be a real celebration for Brazil here, and it's great to see the players recognize the most important aspect in all of this, other than getting the win, is that they got a rapturous support here tonight from these fans. And look at them. They're more than happy to take part, to give all these interviews, to do their bit for Brazilian basketball. One big basketball family here in Brazil. Well, take your pick. There's going to be a lot of highlight reel plays here in this second half that we're going to watch. And while we do, I'll just go over some of the numbers, some of the other numbers. So Brazil won the rebounding battle quite decisively, 53-30. 28 points they scored off the turnovers of Colombia, twice as many, in fact. Twice as many points scored off turnovers. 27 fast break points, 53 points from the bench. And in terms of just thinking, if we had a double-double tonight, we had very close. Well, we had Lima, who had 9 points with his, 9 rebounds with his 4 points. We had Iago, who had 8 points and 8 assists. So that's not quite enough for a double-double. 2 short on each. 1 more bucket and 2 more assists. He would have been there. But what we were not short of tonight was 3-point shooting. Brazil, just like this one here, just pulled up and hit 3-pointer after 3-pointer after 3-pointer. How does Elinho feel? He's one of the few guys in that Brazil team that didn't hit a 3 tonight. The same goes for Augusto Lima. Otherwise, everybody hit a 3. Gui Deodato had 2. Leo Mendel had a couple. Rafael Hetzheimer had 3 3-pointers. Even Caboclo had a 3-pointer. Iago had a couple of 3s. Vitor Benite finished 5 of 10 from 3-point range. Lucas Diaz had 2 3s. Lucas Mariano started off in the first half with 3. And George De Paula had 1 3-pointer, and in the end they were 21 of 44. They were actually at 50%, 21 of 42, but they missed their last couple. And Caboclo, as usual, put on a show in every respect. So Brazil know they are in the next round. Congratulations to them, clinching their spot in the second round. They've won 119-73 over Colombia. And Chile also playing Uruguay tonight. Colombia dropping to 0-4, and they are up against it heading into the next window. So Colombia came here and they did quite well early on, leading the game, but eventually, as we expected, Brazil got to grips with everything and played better. They were a juggernaut on offense, and there was no stopping them. Brazil win it 119-73. They are going to the second round of the FIBA Basketball World Cup America's Qualifiers.